All right, today we're going to unpack a really powerful toolkit for turning challenges into opportunities. It's a two-sided approach that honestly might just change the way you look at setbacks, both at work and in your life. So let's dive right in.
So here's a question for you. What on earth could a good sense of humor and customer feedback possibly have in common? I mean, at first glance, they seem like they're from completely different worlds, right? One's all about what's going on inside your head, and the other's about what the world is telling you. But what if they're actually two sides of the exact same coin? And there you have it. That's the big idea we're exploring today. One of these tools helps you manage your inner world, your perspective, your attitude. And the other one helps you navigate the outer world, how you learn from everything around you. When you put them together, well, that's where you get a seriously powerful system for making progress. Let's start with something we can all agree on. Setbacks happen. It's just a fact of life. In our careers, in our personal lives, obstacles are just part of the journey. The real key isn't trying to avoid them, because you can't. It's all about how you frame them when they show up. That little shift in perspective, it changes absolutely everything. And this right here is the fundamental mindset shift. When you look at a problem and see it as a temporary setback, you automatically start looking for solutions. But if you see it as a permanent barrier, that door just slams shut. This one idea is the foundation for everything else we're about to talk about. Okay, so how do you actually maintain that positive perspective when things get tough? Let's talk about our first tool, the one that helps you manage your internal state. Now, when we say a good sense of humor, we're not talking about telling jokes in the middle of a crisis. This is something deeper. It's that ability to stay calm, to stay level-headed. It's about finding just enough light in a situation so that the weight of it all doesn't totally crush you. At its core, laughter is like a little reset button. It reminds us that difficult times are exactly that, times. They're temporary phases, not our permanent reality. It's an amazing tool for just breaking that cycle of negative thinking. And this is where you can really see the difference. A sense of humor is the skill that keeps you playing on the left side of this chart. It helps you reframe what feels like a major challenge into an opportunity, and it stops it from turning into this giant, insurmountable wall. Look, getting your own head straight is absolutely vital, but it's not enough on its own. To really, truly grow, we have to engage with the world outside of our own thoughts. So, once you've got your internal composure in a good place, where do you get the actual information you need to improve? How do you figure out which way to go next? And that brings us to our second tool. If a sense of humor is your internal shock absorber, think of feedback as your external compass. It's the thing that points you in the right direction for improvement. And you know what? The smartest, most successful businesses out there have been doing this for years. They actually go looking for feedback because they get it. They understand that outside perspectives are an absolutely priceless resource for growth. And here's that perfect parallel again. Just like you reframe obstacles from barriers to setbacks, a growth mindset reframes feedback. It stops feeling like personal criticism and becomes what it actually is, valuable, objective data that you can use to get better. So how does this actually work in the real world? Well, it's a constant loop. Businesses listen to ideas and suggestions, and they utilize them to make better products. They get feedback on the whole customer journey and refine it to create higher quality. They hear about the overall experience, and they enhance it to provide better service. You see? It's a clear, actionable cycle where listening leads directly to improvement. Okay, so it's time to bring these two big ideas together. We have our internal tool for resilience and our external tool for direction. How do we combine them into one single powerful strategy for growth? It really boils down to this simple four-step process. First, you face the challenge. Just acknowledge it's there, no judgment. Second, you look inward. Use that sense of humor to stay cool and positive. Third, you look outward. Use feedback as your compass to find the right path. And finally, you move forward. Take action and improve based on everything you've just learned. And this is why you need both tools. One without the other is just incomplete. Think about it. Inner resilience without any outside awareness, well, that can just look like stubbornness. And seeking feedback without the inner strength to handle it can be totally crushing. Real, sustainable growth happens right here, at the intersection of both. So, as you head into your week, how are you going to use this two-sided toolkit? I want you to think about one challenge you're facing right now. Then ask yourself, how can I use a little inner resilience and a little outer awareness to turn this thing into a real step forward?